Let me make sure they're freaking clean. Let me use your shirt. Okay, and not have to work
Ever again.
if you have it
Okay.
your brand is if you want to build a retail brand, this is where it begins. We're not talking merch and we're not talking random logos slapped on t-shirts. We're talking about a retail brand. This is where it begins here at US Standard Apparel. Let's dive in, meet the crew, and see some awesome blanks being made.
This is a Monarch circular knitting machine. Pick the machines for Jersey. And this machine contains over 2,000 needles to create a 30-inch circular tube, which open would be a 60-inch fabric. So there are 96 ends of yarn actually feeding into this machine. The yarns that we see around the machine, there's 192 cones of yarn that is in place to feed this machine and keep it operating, but only half of those are feeding. The other half are tied off in order to have a continuous flow of yarn in one cone to the next. All of this area, this is our receiving area primarily for fabric, and all of this fabric is what we call prepared for dye fabric. 95% of what we manufacture here is PFD. It will be cut and sewn in prepare for dye form, and then actually dye it after we cut and sew the product. This Tukatech laser cutter, we use this for product development and cut natural fibers or synthetics. In some cases, natural fibers, we can cut multiple plies, but mostly we cut one ply. This is connected with our CAD system, so we simply send files to this machine, and we get perfect cuts out of the machine with the laser cut. Reduces the amount of time of spreading fabrics or spreading patterns, scissor cutting, whatever the case might be. Also have a loading device on the back of each of these tables for safety reasons. Service operator can simply load it on the pallet, and it will lift it up to the scray. So we're not having operators have to lift 40-pound rolls over their heads to load the machine. And once that new roll is threaded, then we'll start back into the spread process. The machine will remember where it left. So this is a Tuka Auto spreader. It is also fed by the same software in our cutting office. We develop patterns and we develop markers. In this case, the marker file is sent directly to the auto spreading machine. It knows to the millimeter, what the length of that marker is going to be. So it's a writing machine, but it will also work automatically by itself. Like for the spreader to be on the machine, but not necessarily to run the spreader as much as to constantly have view of the fabric, to be looking for defects and whatnot. Machines are also come with projectors that it will actually project the marker as the spread is occurring, and that with that projection, then the operator can actually see if he sees a defect in the fabric, he can tell whether that defect's going to show up into a panel or if it's going to show up in waste. If it's going to show up in a lace, they leave it and nobody hurt. So every time that the plate lifts, it's going through a sharpening process on the knife. With this fleece, we cut up to 40 plies of the heavier fleece that we're cutting right now, and lighter weight fleece we could go up to even 60 plies of fleece from this cutter. This is cut. This is what's being cut, so you can actually follow the knife with the cursor of this. So the one thing that, of course, the digital automated machine does is you put good fabric in, and you've got good patterns, you're going to get really good cut work. So especially when you get into specifications and whatnot on finished garments, the patterns that you're starting with and the actual cut parts that we started with has everything to do with your finished product. We set this up as well because, again, with our automation, as we're bringing cut parts off the machine, we can separate them back here because my sleeves are going to go one direction and my bodies are going to go in a separate direction. Well, this is the INA system, and it's also from Tech, and it's not a sewing system, it's a handling system. It works on hangers. All of the hangers contain RFID chips, so it's a matter of programming the flow of the work and of course placing cut pieces on hangers, and eventually it will come out as a finished garment. Again, just like team manufacturing, the idea here is not as much sewing faster, but it's about sewing sooner. Train operators how to pass the baton, so to speak, or the garment from one operation to the next, specifically where you can find the point and immediately get it under the foot to begin to sew. We do the same thing here with hangers. So how we place the garment on a hanger and how it arrives at the next sewing operation so that they can actually find their sew point quickly and get it to the foot. And then secondly, anytime we can leave the product on the hanger, we gain that much more versus the operator having to remove it from the hanger and then sew and replace it on the hanger. Again, definitely a handling system, but just with heavy fleece, hoods, pants, even crew necks, by the time you get all the parts on a garment, it gets pretty heavy at the end. And of course, out of respect to our sewing operators and from the safety standpoint, I'd rather the hanger move it than the operators themselves. A lot of pluses to this, the training and really specifying how you place it on hangers and making certain that you're giving your operators the opportunity to find the points and begin sewing as quickly as possible really is going to determine your return on investment on this kind of machine. In this case, he is leaving the garment on the hanger, so in that standpoint, you move directly into the next piece. And this is much more than just hangers. I mean, this is payroll, because every operator clocks into that station. Time and attendance. It can be payroll especially if you're doing bonus things like that, then it's going to track how many that operator could be here, do one operation, move over there and do another operation sometime during the day. They just clock out here, clock in over there, and you're still going to get a day's summary of that operator. Quality. If the examiners are finding quality issues, they can actually put it back on the hanger and redirect it back to the operator that created the error. And they'll fix it. They're not going to get credit for sewing it again. So this is versions of team manufacturing. I may show something I developed in '98 at Frugalum. And this team, we're making hats for a specific customer. So team manufacturing is most effective when you're doing volume. When you're doing the same thing day in, day out. In some cases, I don't recommend team if you're doing a few hundred pieces of something. I would need a minimum of 1,000 pieces to really effectively take the time to set up a team. an examiner at the end of every team. Of course, I expect her to see that garment in the same amount of cycle as each operation is producing it. So we have very defined, specific methods of examining.
So you know the brands, we all know and love them. They make us stop scrolling on Instagram to go check out the new merch that dropped. They are the brands that are not just printing t-shirts, they are printing identity, and we love them and we wear them, and it is all done through US Standard Apparel. Let's take a look at some of the pieces of the brands that are utilizing US Standard Apparel. First off, Lonely Ghost. This one spoke to me almost immediately when I saw it on the rack in here. Absolutely love this brand. They're doing unique, they're doing oversized, and they are choosing the right blank to do it. Lonely Ghost, absolutely epic. We also have Drew, which is a really great brand by the obvious Justin Bieber. And this was a custom cut and sew with US Standard Apparel. Obviously, it is then screen printed after, but it does go through the entire process of cut, sew, sent to the dye house, and then printed. But it's kind of cool to see that this brand is done right here in this facility. Next up, we are moving into a more heavyweight fleece, and who better than Born and Raised to be printing their epic branding on a heavyweight fleece like this. Premium, it is a stock product, so keep that in mind for those of you that aren't necessarily at the level of doing custom cut and sew. You can still use stock product from US Standard Apparel and be able to print epic designs just like Born and Raised. And lastly, we have Girls Don't Cry. This is a fairly newer brand, smaller brand, but still making a statement in retail. They did a basic, just embroidered, direct to embroidered fleece here, and it looks incredible. The feel, the value of it, this is why people are paying a premium price for these blanks. It's not just about the blank, and it's not just about the design, it's about the brand identity behind the piece. And when you pair all of this with a heat press, well, that's when things start coming together. So if you already have a heat press and Ultra Color Max, then you're already halfway there. You can start working with US Standard Apparel stock blanks, stop waiting on long production times, get in the driver's seat, test designs, and drop them your way. Retail brands deserve more than just a logo. They deserve a presence, a fit, and a feel, and it all starts with the right apparel, so start with US Standard Apparel. And if you want more information about everything they've got going on, go ahead and check out the links in the description.